Hey everybody, how you doing? I am back for the last hour of the day, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Welcome one, welcome all to the last hour of trading today, November the 4th. Always lots going on, never a dull moment. The Dow is down 150 points. S&P still up 9 and NASDAQ up 121. The two of the markets go higher.
Always
Dow is
lots going
staying
on.
lower. I don't know why the Dow's all that much lower, although I think banking stocks are the ones underperforming today because of the realization that it's unlikely we're going to have a massive increase in interest rates anytime soon. The 10-year note, for example, is at 1.52. That's the yield on the 10-year Treasury. It was 1.6 this morning. The thinking was, well, we'll tapering and all that coming around and all this. Oh, it's going to be great. We're going to go higher on rates. It didn't happen. No. Germany's still negative 2.2. Italy is 0.93. Spain is 0.45. And we've got the UK at 0.94, Japan at 0.082. So rates are incredibly low everywhere. They're not going any higher. Bank of England is not raising rates. They're changing. They're staying neutral. Europe is not interested in raising rates. So it's only in the U.S. where any talk of rate increases are emanating from, and it's not going to happen here either. So that is where we're at right now with this overall interest rate market. The Dow down 142, probably led lower by bank stocks who are a bit disappointed, or investors a bit disappointed that rates aren't moving higher for the banks to make more money off of us. So there you go. Maybe it's a good thing. Other than that, following a lot of stocks here, Rocket Lab was just over $16 a few minutes ago. It's right now at $15.80, up 89 cents. Rocket Lab has hit a high today of $16.24. Any of you out there that wrote put contracts on Rocket Lab, I think these were January $20 puts between about $8.80 and $9 something a piece. Some of you might even receive $10 in cash. Those puts at 16.24 are worth $3.76. That's all they're worth in book value, of course, plus time value. So these puts are shrinking in value as each day goes by on Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab looks great. The company is doing well. They're not a fancy celebrity-led company. They don't have Hollywood people involved in their promotion. They're just launching rockets, and they're getting quicker at launch time and construction time between rocket launches. They're producing them far more efficiently. They produce them faster, and now they're doing a recovery work for their Proton rockets. These guys are they're on the right track. It used to be that when they would launch rockets, they would lose money. Now they launch rockets, they make money. So you can see how the earning curve is coming on here, and they are booked up to here in launch orders. They have got hundreds and hundreds of orders to launch for years. They'll be launching here, and this is just going to keep on going. This company is going to do very well. The street is beginning to figure it out. More and more of the investment community is figuring out who Rocket Lab is. You and I have had this unfair advantage. We've known about Rocket Lab since February. The rest of the world is just catching up to us. SoFi 23.28 hit a high today of 23.55, coming ever so closer to that $25 level, looking great. GameStop is off 78 cents. We haven't done much today. The high was 228, the low 211. So a typical $17 swing between low and high today, sitting at 217.55. We're down 78 cents. Matterport is down $3.75. Some of you were looking for a bargain on Matterport. You're getting it. Today is your day to scoop this up. 1982 is the current trade on Matterport on 10.7 million. We finally got some profit taking coming in. We have a little overselling coming in, and we're at 1982. So this is a bargain here as far as I'm concerned. ME up 44 cents to 12.81. We're coming up to the $13 neighborhood now. We touched 12.87 not too long ago. 2.1 million traded. ME is constantly being picked off, being bought up. As I thought it would have been months ago, it is now happening. And every story I read about ME anywhere is positive, positive, positive. Medium term and long term, very positive reports coming out of ME. So stock is reflecting the the good news here. Spire holding at $5.99 to $6 right now. We know how this game works. The stock started off with a bit of a pop. It got up to the high of the day, 643, just around 10, 11 o'clock this morning. Then got under attack. It came back up a little bit. Now it's under attack again. Here we are, still ahead, 17 cents a share. We're trading at $5.95 right now on 2.8 million shares. The shorters have got to keep the price of this stock down, or they get their butts handed to them. They lose hundreds of millions of dollars if this stock takes off. And here we are. This epic battle is beginning to take shape, and we'll see just who's going to win this war. I think the longs have it, my personal opinion, because the long buyers can only lose if the stock goes down. The stock isn't going to go much lower than these low levels as it is. It was 1850. The losers are the shorters, because unlimited losses, the higher the stock goes. And sooner or later, more folks are going to step into this stock and go, I'm buying this stuff. This satellite operator just made another contract with NASA, another one. How many more legitimate government contracts does this company have to produce to get the love they deserve? They should be getting the kind of love that Rocket Lab is getting right now, and they're not. This stock is 1/3 of what it should be trading at. I'm warning you. I'm telling you, get yourself in there, scoop this up, steal this paper. ATIP, hearing more and more about this arrangement that has been made here with this partner of theirs, this new, I don't want to, Everside, how do I say this? The Everside ATIP partnership is what we're hearing here. I got a wonderful email. Jennifer, thank you so much for sending me this. She tried to explain this deal to me a little bit more, and I appreciate it because I need all the help I can get. Apparently, this relates to value-based healthcare, this partnership between Everside and ATIP. Value-based healthcare is the new buzz phrase in healthcare, where payers like insurance companies and even CMS Medicare are transitioning to paying healthcare providers, doctors and hospitals, etc., based on quality, value, outcomes, as opposed to paying them based on quantity activity visits. So Everside will provide the primary care side of care, like manage the patient's chronic conditions such as diabetes or COPD or congestive heart failure or all of the above and others. And they've partnered with ATIP, so ATIP can manage the musculoskeletal conditions, physical therapy needs of those same patients, conditions such as knee replacements or hip replacements. Few patients have just one condition. Patients usually have many things going on. Everside has the network of primary care providers. ATIP has the network of physical therapy providers. Together they are stronger. Together they can negotiate better contracts with their players. Together they can enter into risk-based, value-based contracts that are much more attractive to their mutual payer sources. So there's a great explanation of what's going on here. ATIP is going to do really well with this deal, and ATIP at 308 to 309 a share is an absolute steal. Remember, the company went public at $10 a share. They got a whole bunch of money at $10 a share, pipe financing at $10 a share. They've got over 900 centers. They're building 50 more. They're going to get larger, and these kinds of deals are what is in the future for this company. This is just cash flow, steady as it all comes coming into this company's hands. They're going to help Everside make money. Everside's going to help ATIP make money. And so the market figured this out earlier today when the stock took a bit of a pop, and it hasn't given up. Because what we don't have here is we don't have an outside group purposely trying to hold down a stock. What we have here is just a resistance level in this low $3 level that has to be bought up. It's kind of like when Sofi was $25 a share, $22 a share, and it came all the way down to the 14, 15 range. And for the longest time, it just couldn't get back up again. Remember that? Every day we'd see tons of stock, but it would just trade and trade and trade. And then until finally, it started moving because the stock ran out. Well, that's what's going to happen here on ATIP. We traded 1.4 million today. This volume is, I think, going to keep coming in. I think the Everside deal is going to attract quite a bit of positive press for this company. And do not be surprised if more and more brokerage firms start writing this up. And the days of the 260, 70, 80 stock might be over. And we may be on our way now into this 350 to 450 level. Give me a CEO. Just give me a CEO. And maybe we can go to $5 and $6 and then to 7 and 8. We'll see what happens. We'll be on it and we'll keep you posted. 308 right now on 1.4 million shares. ATIP. Smart Rent down 61 cents to 13.16. Low of the day, 12.30. We have come back 86 cents already from the low of the day. We touched briefly today 13.51. We were like 30 cents higher than this. The stock is ready to come back on and go higher. 1.13 million traded today. Whatever sell-off happened is done, over with. The stock's going back up again. That's the story. And as I say, 1.1 million. We finally got some volume here because we couldn't get 300,000 shares in a day. Finally got some trading going on. Sextera up a dime at 9.90. AMC under pressure, down 151. 39.28. Not looking great. Volume on AMC 24 million. This is not good. We used to do this in an hour. It would take 1 hour to trade 24 million. Those are the old days. That's not happening anymore. AMC is looking pretty weak right now. Robinhood up a penny. Vanik Vectors up $10. What a day on that ETF. We were higher. It's at 293. It was as high as 296 today. What a run. Excuse me. Home Depot up $3. IBM down 88 cents. The Dow down 132. Microsoft up $1.97, Apple down 11 cents, Tesla up $17 to $1,231, Bed Bath & Beyond up 90 cents to $20.20. It's funny, Bed Bath & Beyond is up, but BlackBerry is down, AMC is down. They're no longer running on this Bed Bath & Beyond thing anymore. There's a total disconnect now. They're not together anymore on this. Royal Caribbean down $1.22 to $88.55, so we're breaking down under 90 and still falling further. We got Goldman down 13.62 to 404.20. There is the bargain also of the day. That is a buy. If you can get your hands on $400 contracts, 405s, 410s, 415s, 420s out to next year, go way out on Goldman, I think you're going to do very, very well. If you're able to buy an in-the-money contract on Goldman, like a 360 or a 365.70, without too much of a premium on it, again, long term, you can write poor man covered calls against those contracts and make some extra money. Check it out. All right, there you have it. That's where we're at right now. Rocket Lab 1568. SoFi 2326. GameStop down 242 to 216ish right now. Matterport 1975 down 383. An absolute bargain. The short sale restriction is on this stock, and so I don't see much more downside here, but we have the day we've been waiting for. A profit-taking day has come into Matterport after 2 weeks of really good runs. We'll go up again, and we'll probably go higher after this correction is done, but we needed this. Maybe a little severe, but here it is. ME up 43 to 12.80. We're going to 13 plus on this one. Spire 5.98 and ATIP 3.08. Up 18.5 cents. Looking great there. A much, much better looking stock today than we had lately. Everybody, thank you for all of you who are here. It's great to see you. Appreciate all of you who have come in to hang out with us. And like I say, I hope you're enjoying this interesting week, to say the least. What a run we've had. We've had some interesting developments this week on stocks, and lots of activity here. All kinds of deals going on. It's been one heck of a time. We've got a GameStop, like I say, down 238 at 215.95 at the moment. And for those of you writing options on GameStop, what you're looking for, obviously, is an opportunity to either do rollovers or to cash in on contracts you've written at higher levels, looking for stock to back off and the options prices to back off for you so that you could lock in some really nice gains. The lower the GameStop goes, if it gets into this 210, 205, $2 range, what you're going to look for next is the opportunity to buy back calls that you wrote, maybe the 230s, 40s, 50s, to buy those back, and then buy or write, I should say, 210s, 215s, 220s closer in on time. That might be your next move. Going out of getting out of April's or February's and coming into December's, bringing the time factor back to you as well, coming a little closer into the market. It all depends on just how far the stock backs off and how far down these contracts go that you wrote, hopefully at some very, very nice prices. I know that some of you were able to score some really good deals on some of these contracts where you were writing when the stock hit 250, 55, you were writing very high priced contracts, and that they've fallen by virtually half of their value. You're going to look to buy those back and then turn around and replace that contract with the similar price contract, but closer in time-wise and a little closer into the price of the stock. Because if the shares now trade in this 205 range, 200 range, then drop to the 190 range, those contracts that you just acquired will also drop by half or more, and you will score another gain on those. And then, of course, you'll then buy them back, and then you'll be writing 2 to 3 week out contracts again, just like before, in and around the market, and enjoying time depreciation and degradation. There you have it. Shrinkage, like George Costanza says, shrinkage is all it is, and you want to take advantage of shrinkage. Yeah, baby, that is what we've got going on here. Interesting stuff, lots happening. Never a dull moment. Thank you all for popping in and saying hi to us, and coming to see us. I appreciate it very much. If you're able to give us a thumbs up, that would be great. We have 136 going. Hit the thumbs up button if you can. Let the world know that this channel exists. YouTube will promote this channel to people who don't know we exist, and will recommend it to them. And now they can then begin to follow the same stocks we follow, and we'll see what's going on. Bobby Atkinson says, if all stays the same on the stocks I wrote this week, I will have made $400. Thank you very much, Uncle Bruce, and everyone else here for all the plain English help. Right on, Bobby. Love to hear that. Let's see what else is going on. Let's go. Yay. Jen Doe says, Bobby, best place to be, become a member. I've literally made $30,000 in 6 months from what I've learned from Uncle B. Right on, Jen Doe. Mr. Seneca says, I just grabbed some more 213. Bobby, I'm at work typing while looking over my shoulder. I shouldn't be typing. Let's see. Is there any news on Matterport that would help explain the loss today? I thought warnings had gone pretty well. Well, they came out the earnings last night, and people were speculating that, well, once the earnings come out, maybe the stock will back off. The shares have had such a good run the last 2-3 weeks. The Matterport shares, in the last month had gone from about, 1770. Heck, even back in August, we were at 1390, 1380. And we came all the way up to 24.25. So, we've almost doubled, 80% gain. We got to give back a little to kind of consolidate, but I think it's going to go higher. I really do. I think it'll rebound in the not too distant future. The first dollar back will be nothing. From 1970 to 2070, it'll happen like that. Could be today, could be tomorrow morning. We'll see. And we'll see what's going on. What a great day to load up on Matterport and Smart Rent. Bardagoon City says, Smoothway, you got it. You know what you're doing. Smart Rent down 57. We were as low as 1230 today for just a moment. We didn't last there long, around 1130 this morning. And we've been bouncing back nicely. 1320 right now on Smart Rent, down only 57 cents, 1.1 million shares. There is no serious sell-off here, but there are now buyers coming in and picking up some cheap stock. There you go. What else is going on? MTTR is going to rebound. Give it a few days, says Mr. Seneca. Too many good things going for it. Now is a good time to take advantage of whether it's shares or calls. Get those bargoons. Falcon Hoof is here saying, hi, Bruce. Let's go. What else is going on here? I'm selling my GameStop profits. For more ATIP yesterday was a pro gamer move. There you go. And let's see, pick up 10 ATIP January 2023s at 5 for 80 cents. Got these calls, these $5 call contracts on ATIP for 80 cents for January 2023. 3, not this January, the next January, 80-cent premium. That is cheap to be able to do that. 308 on the stock. Stock goes to $6. You got $1 contracts, book value plus time. You might have yourself $2 contracts for 80 cents. Nice. Smooth Wake says thumbs ups, fellow simpletons. Is it still a good idea, Jen wants to know, to write cash secured puts on Rocket Lab? If so, what do you recommend? Rocket Lab, as long as you get yourself a nice premium over and above the book value, yes, it is a good idea. You can do this on Rocket Lab for 20s or 2250s, going further out. SoFi's, if you can write SoFi cash the secured puts, $25, $27.50, $30 for into next year. You might, if you get a premium over and above the book value, I'd look at that. I'd look at that deal. Matterport, definitely Matterport. Right now would be a good time to get some cash secured puts. Write cash secured puts on Matterport. Again, well out on the contract. ME 1277, a good move there. Spire, good move there. Again, if there are premiums available, look at this very closely and see if you can score those. Larry Titus says, hi there, Bagel Brigade. I'm number 4, thumbs up, number 146. Nate, I'm number 140. Fenneville, update on RSI crossing down 70 level on GameStop. Bought 10 contracts for these 210 puts at 165 when GameStop went to 225. Just sold for a 230 profit, about $640 after fees and commissions. Nice move today, Fennville. Thumbs for us. Thanks, James McKinnon. John, Bobby Atkinson, that's awesome. I was buying Matterport in the low 14, says Drops. There were a bunch of you buying it up. I was encouraging you to get in there. And I thought Matterport was a bargain when I bought it at 2076 this AM. And it is. Long term, it is. But stocks do fluctuate. That happens. 1973 on Matterport right now. Matterport just needs to remind people that they are collaborating with Facebook for AI research. It's a screaming buy. Obscure reference. Hey, Uncle B, what would cause CME, Chicago, to add additional options for a stock? For example, what would make them add weekly options for Matterport? Well, I think there are various committees inside the Chicago Mercantile Exchange that monitor all trades of all contracts. And when certain stocks begin to trade actively, they will put them on the watch list. And I'm sure Matterport is one of them. But what happens is, just because a stock had a good run doesn't mean automatically the CME is going to go all over that stock with all kinds of additional options. It takes a while. There's going to have to be maybe a 30-day, 60-day, or 90-day window of increased activity to encourage, thank you, Fenneville, thank you, to encourage the exchange to want to add weeklies. They will only add weeklies if there's enough interest to trade weeklies. And it's a big step. And they don't take this lightly, because when they allow weeklies to be tradable, they can be created for the next year and a half out. And that is a huge commitment by market makers. And so you need to reach a certain level of activity to really qualify for weeklies. These new companies that have only been listed 3 or 4 months, they're not yet on the list. They're not going to be, you're eager, you're ready to go, but the exchange needs more evidence that this is sustainable and that it's a growing market. So it could be a combination of a volume of stock trades, volume of option trading. It could be where monthlies will be added first, of course, and they will go from 250 increments to $1 increments to 50-cent increments. Once they get through those creation of all those contracts, maybe then they'll consider the next step, weeklies. It's I'm not on the committee, but I'm guessing that's what I'd be talking about if I were. Let's see. Mr. Seneca Fenneville, thanks for the info on SoFi IPO for Riverbend. I put an order in for 200 shares yesterday at 62. The fine print also said we may not get all the shares we requested. Just have to hope. Carol, finally, I have 1,000 shares of Matterport. Right on, you scooping them up. Nice, Carol. Well done. Fenneville, awesome, Mr. Seneca. Thank you, Fenneville, for this donation on PayPal. I just saw it come through. I remembered your name. Way to go. Mr. Seneca, only sitting on 600 Matterport. but considering moving up to 1,000 club there as well. Laughing out loud. Zach, Carol, way to go. John, Uncle Bruce, anything about Katie? Thank you. And Carol is smiling. Katie is that Kendall that IBM put out, spun off. And Kendall apparently now is trading on the markets. From what I understand, I think today is today their first day of trading. I couldn't get my my system to show me a quote. Let's see if I get one now. Yeah, Kendall Holdings 26.86 is the last trade here. High of the day 28.50, the low 25.21. Kendall is now trading as the IBM spinoff. For every 5 IBM you had, you got one of these. So if you had 100 IBM before, you now have 100 IBM and 20 Kendall. That's the ratio that you have now. And as far as I know, let me just double check here. IBM is trading at 120 a share. So if you have 100 shares of IBM, you're worth $12,000. If you've got 20 of these, add 5,300 to that value. That's what we're at right there. So that's what your investment in IBM is now worth. 5,300 plus 12,000. That's $17,000 odd dollars. $1.73 a share. 173 share. Am I right on that? Let me just double check. The 2,600. No, so not 2,600. Too. No, I'm incorrect. It's $530 for 20 shares. I'll get my math straight. So you have $530 plus 12,000. So you have 100 you get $12,500, $12,600 in total value on this deal. So it's about a buck 26, I guess. That is the combined value now of Kendall and IBM. Now with the split, each is on its own. The question is, what do you do if you're now a Kendall shareholder? What do you do with it? And are you a long-term holder of it? Are you going to wait for the new management of Kendall to take it to its whatever level? It's an entity that is not firing all that well at the moment, but there's a lot of speculation that maybe because it's been separated from IBM and has its own directives, its own directors, its own whatever, maybe it can on its own raise capital to expand its operations and perhaps take over competitors, grow its business. Again, I don't know. I'm not into the Kendall business deeply, so I can't give you the hardcore, what I think is really going to happen. I'm kind of waiting now for the street with analysts to come out and tell us what they think is going to happen here, what the future of this company is, and I'll pass it on to you. Let's see. Sharing is caring, sir. Thanks always for what you do for us. Thanks, Feniville. Appreciate it. Is writing a $24 calls on SoFi for the next week too aggressive? Well, yes and no. I mean, it depends on how close you're going to keep an eye on the stock. It's $23.25 right now, 29 cents. You write a $24 call, you're 70 cents out of the money. Next week it dies. If you're going to stay on top of it, is any kind of a premium for you in it, maybe it's worth your while. You might want to look at a $25 call for the next month. I don't think you can do weeklies yet. So you might want to look at that. Or maybe you can do weeklies on SoFi. Check it out. See what works for you. It's a question of your, how close can you keep an eye on this stock, depending on your situation. Do you work at home and are you in front of the computer all the time? Because you want to make sure you don't miss something, or put in limit buys and limit sells, obviously. SoFi, let me go into options right here and just double check here. There are obviously the November 5s expiring next, which is this Friday. The 24s are sitting at 12 to 13 cents. Next week, 24s are sitting at $1.03 to $1.06. So there's the ones you'd be looking at writing. And look, I don't think this is a bad deal. I think if you did this and took the 103, 104, I think it's a good move. That's a nice chunk of cash. If the shares are trading at 23.50 to 24 all next week, as each day goes by, these will lose 10, 15 cents a day in value. In other words, 10, 15% of their value will shrink in front of your eyes every day, which is what you want. You might be in a position next week, Wednesday, if the shares are 23.50, you might be able to get these back at 40, 45 cents. By Thursday next week, you can probably get them at 30. If the stock dips to $23, and you know this can happen, or 22.75, next Tuesday, 22.75, and you're 125 out of the money with 3 days left to go. Those are 25, 35 cents. You've got yourself a nice little score here. Absolutely. Now, if you're writing one, you're writing one. Okay, you're going to get $100 in the door. You're writing 10, you're going to bring in 1,000. And if you could scoop $700-800 profit on $1,000 less than a week out, good move. So yeah, take a good look at that. Bill bought a chunk of Matterport back in a while at around 11, just letting it ride for now. Right on, Bill. John, thanks, Uncle B. 530, not 5,300, says Michael. That's right. I got mine. Yeah, you know, I got it together. It took a while. What can I say? All right. Uncle Bruce, I wrote my first call on Matterport and I made $800 today. Only on that trade. I was so nervous. I can wait. I can wait to meet you Saturday. I have some questions. Thank you very much. I can't wait to talk to you, Carol. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get used to this, and it's going to become second nature. You're just going to be fine. It's all good. Doug, Matterport really took a poopy. It took a poopy. Oh no. SoFi 23.28 right now, up 32 cents. Over here at Rocket Lab 15.54, SoFi 23.27, GameStop down 2.18, Matterport 19.95. Actually coming back on. The low is 1963. We're now at 1995, coming back up with now 29 minutes to go in the day. Bargain hunters are stepping in on a couple of these stocks, including Matterport. ME 1276, Spire 598, ATIP 308.5, Smart Rent 1318 down 59, Sextera up 13 cents. That's what we got going. AMC coming on a little bit now, down $1.10. Coming up a tad. Yeah, interesting to see what's going on here. IBM is rising a little bit, still down only 78, but still down 78 cents. Apple coming back, down only a nickel. A little bit of bargain hunting coming into the market. The Dow is coming on as well. We're down 121 right now, but we came back about 30 plus points here, maybe 40-point recovery. S&P is up 12, NASDAQ up 128. The oil market did 78.93, second day in a row. Oil has collapsed under $80 a barrel. It's 78.94. Last trade on oil down 192. 2 days in a row, the price of oil is dropping. Interesting. Let's go. I wouldn't go less than $25 on writing SoFi calls, says Anti-PC. That's her thought on that. SoFi has weeklies now. Oh, good. SoFi options are weekly. Weekly, monthly for Matterport, hopefully weekly in the not too distant future. Okay. Uncle Bruce, the Credit Savage. I bought back my 3 Rocket Lab puts and I made a nice 40% profit because Matterport is too juicy and I had to use that money to sell a few Matterport puts for $20 expiry January 22. I got a $3 premium lateral move. I like that deal. $3 premium for Matterport, $20 puts. That's like buying the stock at 17 and it's trading at $20 right now. Nice going. Those puts are worthless and you got $3 for them. Nice. They're trading only book value and they will likely now depreciate. That's good stuff. I like it. Way to go. Let's see what else is going on. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Decided on the 24s. They weren't through. Let's go, Uncle Bruce. Okay. I would stay away, Chris. I would stay away from writing any SoFi covered calls until the day before the earnings call because the stock will run up just like Matterport. You can sell, then close in the money, and then buy back the day after earnings. To each his own. FS, Uncle Bruce, I sold a SoFi call a few days ago. The strike was 23.50. Expiry 26 November. Okay, I got 100 US for it. Would buy it back for 167 now. Should I roll over to 25 strike for January? Okay, so you wrote a 23.50 SoFi. The stock's at 23.31, and I got 100. It's now trading at 167. Should I roll over? It will expire November 26. That's in 22 days. It expires, and the stock is up 36 cents today. I wouldn't. I mean, you could if you wanted to. I mean, certainly you could. Are you going to get more money for that January contract. Are you going to get a nice little price for it? Let's take a look at that right now. January 25, so right, you're thinking right in January, you would get 235 to 236. So 235 a contract, buying this one back at about 167. So you're adding $70 cash on top of the price you got, $100. And so you'd now be into the entire deal for a credit of 175 or something like that. The shares back off a little bit the next day or two or three, theoretically, these 25s will drop, of course, or over the next month, they'll drop too. You're not in a hurry. You don't have to be in a real hurry to do this. I'm not sure if you want to write all the way out to January. Maybe you can consider. Can you consider writing December? Is that possible? No, it doesn't look like you can write December. Oh, yes, you can. You can write December's. You may want to look at December's instead. Maybe December 24th. Those will bring in December 3rds will bring in 165.76. 2450s will bring in 145. If you write out to December 17, you can write 2250s. No, you won't be doing that. You'll be writing 25s, maybe 170-ish. Not quite all the way up to January. Save yourself some more time. Try to be closer in if you can. That'd be my first guess there. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. To do anti-PC, I'm nervous with the SoFi 28, 29, and 30 contracts. That's all right. Thanks, Vanderbilt, says David. Let's see. Vilbus, I'm still here waiting to roll my GameStop 185 before tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So GameStop 216 down up $1.80. He's got 185, so there's 31 in the money. If he buys them back, he can roll into perhaps 220s, 215s, but 220s for maybe December, January range, something like that. Keep an eye on those for the same kind of money or more. Let's see, watching Spire about to break even, up or down. Let's hope it's up. Spire $6 up 21 cents. ATIP 308. 23andMe 1285. Matterport 2006. SoFi 2328 and Rocket Lab 1567. Yippee-ki-yay says, howdy y'all. Have a fun day today. Sound of making money is good. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Paul, when are you planning on a great greet and meet? I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Paul, I'm thinking of it, but I've got to tell you, I am so exhausted at the end of these two live shows every day that I am just fried, and I have not got the energy right now to put anything else together. I've got so much happening here, and then on weekends coming up, I've got these one-on-ones, and we're planning new classes, and so I'm trying to figure it all out somehow, some way. Put together a meet and greet that will be worth its salt. Just bear with me. Just hang on. I'll let you know when I know more. All right. Let's go. Let's see. Uncle Bruce, I'm glad I hung in there with ME. At one point, I was down over 20%, and now I'm up almost 30%. How long do I hang on to this thing? Just hang on to it, Kevin. It's going to keep going. It's just going to keep on going. It's having a great day, and it's not going to stop. They just did a takeover, and they got another $650 million for more takeovers. More coming, my friend. Let's see. What was the name of the other physical therapy company? I believe it was called Everside. All one word. Everside is the name of the other entity. And let's see. Where can I see the shareholders of Smart Rent, Uncle Bruce? You said Amazon owning 1.5. Amazon owning 1.67% of the stock. You might find it in the filings. Might have to do some SEC filing research there. Alrighty. Moving on here. Credit Savage. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. I thank you, Uncle Bruce. You are awesome. Everyone on this chat is richer because of you, and that is awesome. You are the best example that one person can make a difference. Thank you, guys. Sean and Wendy. God is amazing. Uncle Bruce, can you please explain to us when you say, for example, Spire? There's plenty of paper down here. or down there or down here. But you say it. But you say it when it hits 20 and up, the paper will run out. And what does that mean exactly? Okay, well, when SoFi took over the SPAC and became SoFi, the shares quickly ran into that $22 to $25 neighborhood. And shortly after that, we began to hear and read press reports that uh, uh, pipe financing and other insiders of the company, employees of the company, were going to be allowed to sell some of their shares that they were granted or that they purchased through employee plans over the 11 years they've been working for their company. So as each kind of couple of weeks went by, we would hear another report that more shares are going to be free trading from the shares that were issued to all the participants of SoFi. Remember now, SoFi, when it went public, it raised over $2 billion in cash when it went public. So we're talking about a lot of stock out there. This stock has got to get distributed to people in the public, like new shareholders that don't know the 11-year history of SoFi, that have been around with SoFi for 11 years. We're just investors out here. And so as each subsequent release of paper was made, we noticed how SoFi went down and down and down. And we were sitting here speculating, how much lower will SoFi go until SoFi paper kind of runs out, until to the point where there won't be any more paper being released anymore, because it'll have all been released. And it took until it reached about $13.50 a share. It took about $13.50, $14, and it stayed there for a long time. I mean, SoFi shares, just looking back over the last 6 months, from May until now, back in May and June, it hit the 23, 24 level. And then July, it was down to the 15.50 level. And then in August, 14.22, 13.82. September was $15, $14 through September. And even in October, it was in the 16s, 15s, 16s. It took until then for all that stock that came out, that was released and now tradable, to be absorbed by the market. Well, that's all done now. There are no more releases of paper expected, and the volume of interest, the interest of buying interest in SoFi is growing and growing and growing. Remember, back in May, the stock was trading 2 to 3 million shares a day, maybe 5 million shares a day. That's all it was trading. Today, we've traded 16.5 million. This is a quiet day. This stock trades a lot more paper now, and so releases of 1 million shares won't even make the stock blink anymore. 1 million shares into this market, absorbed. And so what I'm getting at is, as these shares dried out and we began to come back up into the 15, 16 range and not go back to 14 anymore, that was the signal that, you know what, we've dried out. We've dried out of this cheap, available paper from people who've been holding it through their employment contracts for years. You can imagine how many employees have had thousands and thousands of shares of SoFi in their accounts, and they've got student loans to pay off, credit cards, car loans, whatever, life. I mean, after all, they're employees of an online bank, and they're not making $1 million a year. These folks are making $40,000 a year, $60,000 a year, $50,000 a year. Kids, expenses, bills. Finally, they've got, in some cases, 3, 5, 10,000 shares each, 15,000 shares each that they've amassed over years and years and years. They can sell now if they want to, or they can pledge as collateral if they want to, whatever they want to do with it. And at $13 to $15 to $17 a share, a lot of the stock was sold into the market for cash to pay off IOUs and everything else. And that stock is gone. That stock is sold. So when I talk about how when it hit 20 and up, the paper will run out, it ran out. SoFi ran out at $16 a share about a month and a bit ago. It ran out. And now here we are at $23.31, and there's no more paper coming in. Not like before. Gobs of paper were coming into this market, gobs of it, and it would just go down and down and down and down. That's over, and that's what I'm talking about. Happens with all these newly listed companies. It's typical. It's not unusual. It's normal. But once these companies are publicly traded and their shares are fully distributed in the public area, now they trade just like any other mature public company. And that's what's happening here. On top of which, of course, we're waiting for specific corporate news to move this stock a lot higher, including the bank charter. There you go. Now, I bet you a lot of employees have only sold a quarter of their stock, 20% of their stock, 30% of their stock. Most of them don't want to sell stock. Most of them sold some stock to take care of some pressing needs, and the rest they don't want to sell. And a lot of these employees didn't sell any because they know what we know, or they know more than we know. They know what's coming. They know something bigger is coming. And so stock was sold maybe reluctantly to take care of pressing bills, but the rest is not available. And here we are, 23.32, and it's still not coming in. So what does that tell you? Okay, let's see what happens at the meet and greet. Can we play Duck, Bruce? Uncle Bruce, I have ME $12.5 calls for January with a break even at 14.63. What are your thoughts? I think you're going to make money. I think you're going to be very, very happy. We're $12.93 right now, going higher. I think you're going to get rich. Hang in there, buddy. Daniel, hope up, but usually it's downward started. Gibber, I've been holding them since the SPAC. You hang in there. ATIP 308, something's cooking. I think so. I like it. We've had a good day today. Let's see. Bruce, can you see, have you seen all the failure delivers that settle on Spire through, I don't understand what sort of pressure that puts on shorts, but it seems like there's a move to the, yeah, I don't know, Daniel, that I can't go in there. I'm not qualified to tell you what I think is going to happen on this because I'm not into this stuff in a deep, deep way. I just look at the flow of the markets and we're going higher on Spire. That's all there is to it. If there's failure to deliver on Spire, I couldn't be more thrilled. Because I'm convinced that it has been crushed artificially, but it's going higher. Spire is going higher. Sofi is going higher. Matterport's going higher. ME is going higher. ATIP going way higher. You guys are going to make some nice money here. Drops. Uncle Bruce, yesterday I was offered a Sofi credit card. Does that mean they've got the bank charter? No, it doesn't mean anything. They're probably doing it through a second agency. They're probably doing it through another entity. Also, Nash had a 91.4% redemption rate before it became Spire. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, many of us have these options on ME. We're not moving, says Fenneville. We're staying put. This stock is coming on, and we're going to make money. ME over 13, baby. Well, let's hope so. 1308, it touched it. So come on, keep it going. Don't stop now. 2.8 million. We're going to keep going. It's just going to keep going. Way to go. While I'm yammering away, it went up over 13. Beautiful. Let's see. Now that ATIP isn't a penny stock, larger funds will be able to consider it. Wait for it to break 4 and 5, and then they'll kind of do it. But again, don't think about larger funds right now. Just think about the fact that this stock is so cheap. It's going to go to $5-6 anyway, no matter what any fund thinks about it. Thanks. You're the best. You guys are great. ME is giving me a morning wood late afternoon. I'm never selling SoFi. Penny stock limited is 5 a share, not 3. It's going to go over that anyway. I sold $20 strike price calls I bought on 23andMe for 120% gain. Good. Does anyone here play put option on Peloton? Rklb Bruce, did you follow? And what prior to starting this channel, did Ian get slammed down for being a SPAC for work free? I can't answer that question. I don't know. James, just hold on to SoFi while the institutional large whales come in and drive it up over time. Hey Bruce, I went rather aggressive on the Rklb put I sold. April 22.30 for 11.60. I figure it won't take very long for it to lose a lot of book value. Shares at 18.40, not bad either on Rklb. Right on, man. Right on. Yeah, well, Rklb now 15.74. Those 30s are worth right now 14 something dollars. But you know what? Just sit tight. Okay, Splir. I bought 50. And my friend bought on leverage 250 ATI. Maybe we moved that a penny or something. Rob does everything through JP Morgan, bank cash wise, everything else. Okay. I bought SoFi 2023 January 20 and up $100. Closed my personal best today, covered call. I wrote 50 Matterport covered calls at 2:15 a couple of days ago and picked them up close today at 35. I closed out a $9,000 transaction. Thanks, Uncle B. We'll wait for another run to write more. Can man, well done. So you wrote them at 2:15. You bought them back at 35. Sweet, sweet move. 2008 on the stock. Looking great. Beautiful. Zach, my ME options are singing right now. Even my 15 strike for December's positive. Thank you so much, Uncle Bruce. This is all thanks to you. You guys hang in there. The stock's going to go higher. What's the idea behind writing a covered call put? Cash secured. You write a cash secured put. So on like Rklb, do you think the stock's going to go higher? You write a $20 cash secured put. It's worth right now $4.20 a share. It might be trading at $6. You write for $6. And the stock goes to $18 a share next month too. Buy it back for $2.50. Keep the change. Thank you very much. Nice move. Write 10 of them and make a lot of money. False. Seeing some ME marketing for health and ancestry kits you can give for Christmas. It's something interesting. What expiration would you suggest you do for ATIP calls, Uncle Bruce? I don't recommend writing ATIP calls. I recommend you buy them, but buy them into next year. I have to eat pulled pork sandwiches, cornbread, and slaw leftovers today. My life bites. MTTR put, maybe. 50 MTTR covered call. Holy crap. Buying calls? Maybe buying calls. Where are we at now? Rocket Lab, 1576. The Dow down 82. We're coming on again. We're coming on more now. S&P is up 15, Nasdaq up 122. Those two will be closing at record highs if they're positive today. Rocket Lab 1577 coming on a bit. SoFi 2332. GameStop still down to 88 at 216. Matterport 2018. The low of the day 1963. So Matterport is coming on. ME up 50 cents to 12.87. High today 13.08. Just a few minutes ago. Just a taste of what is to come. Spire 596 up 18 cents. That is a bargain. ATIP 308 bargain. SmartRent 1327 down 50, a bargain as well. The low of the day 12.30. We've come back almost an entire dollar from the low of the day on SmartRent. Sextera up 11 cents. AMC down only 80 at $39.99, trying to get back to 40. Robinhood up a penny. Vanik having a big day, up 11.29. Home Depot up 3.21. IBM down 83. The Dow down 80. Microsoft up $1.70, where Apple is down 44 cents. Tesla up 19 bucks. Bed Bath & Beyond up 89 cents. BlackBerry down 78. Royal Caribbean down $1.12 to 88.65. Norwegian getting crushed, down 60 cents, over 2% today. And Carnival down 37, 1.5% drop. Goldman down 10.80 at 407. Low of the day on Goldman, 403. Now at 407. This is a bargain, trading at 6.7 times earnings. Bargain. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Here we go. Yippee-ki-yay. I reflected on how disappointed we were way back when, a few months ago, at not profiting from Uncle Bruce recommendations. No squeezes. Then I hear us making profits this week. We've all grown thanks to Uncle Bruce. Thank you, Yippee-ki-yay. That's nice. For those thinking SoFi is going to go down, the EVP of Business Development, Executive Vice President Michelle Gill, just bought like 40,000 shares personally. Next week, SoFi files to 28 a share and then pulls back to 20 after earnings. We'll see. It flies to 28, then pulls back to 20. I see what you're saying, Credit Savage. Well, we'll find out. Erico, sorry, autocorrect got me. Before you started this channel, did you watch any SPAC deals play out? And if so, did they trade relatively normally? It seems like SPACs have been getting punished this year. I've always watched them. I've always kept an eye on them. But it took a while for me to find some that I truly liked. And it was through... sort of through January into February that I kind of identified the 8 we've got here, kind of at the height of the craziness. But I waited until these SPACs announced who their partners were going to be. I waited to find out that ME was involved in a SPAC, and I found out SoFi was coming into a deal. I found out about all of these guys, and then researched each one of these deals, like Rocket Lab and Matterport, SPAC. And I had to be convinced. I looked at dozens of others that didn't make the cut and just forgot all about them and wouldn't look at them any longer. There were SPACs out there doing crazy things back in January, February. I avoided them as well, because there's no way I was going to talk to you guys about trying to tell you to buy a SPAC at $35 a share that I knew was going to make a $10 deal. Why would I do that? Stupid. There were people buying stock at $35, $40 a share, knowing they were going to do a $10 deal. I mean, what are you thinking? Ridiculous. Anyway, there you have it. Let's see. Credit Savage, Yippee-ki-yay. Yes, Uncle Bruce has taught us, if you invest intelligently, you don't have to hope for a squeeze. Exactly. You don't have to hope for a squeeze. Just make money. There's ways to make money. Zach, yes, Yippee-ki-yay. Those were dark times. It was hard to listen to the complaining and not get down about it. The patience has been earned and hopefully learned by a lot of folks here, myself included. Credit Savage, exactly. AB, aren't SPACs kind of new? Late 90s, early 2000s? For the big markets, yeah, they're new. But where I come from, I was involved in blind pools in Alberta back in 1983, 84, 85, way back when. Whole different world. I hope things play out like you said, Chris Savage. My long calls and covered calls will be thankful. Let's see. And here we go. Yippee-ki-yay. The stock market's always been intimidating to me. I've learned so much, and I'm glad to know there's another route. The bagel way, besides squeezes. It's great. The Credit Savage credit code. Just look at Matterport Clay. Let's see. Hey, Uncle B, how high do you think ATIP can go? Cough, cough, lucid. Uncle Bruce, I have an April ME contract, 750, and I'm up 172%. Am I being greedy holding it, or should I take a profit and move on, or keep holding? David, you're getting your reward for your patience on this deal. And the stock was 750, 3 weeks ago, ballpark. You're finally getting a reward, and every time it goes up a dime, I bet you 8 or 9 cents is coming to you, which is great. This stock is easily headed for 15 to 20. That's my personal opinion. I can't tell you what day it's going to get there. It's had a great day today, still up 48 cents here. I'm happy with this. Give me 10 days like this. Oh my gosh, are we on our way? But you got to make your own call when you feel the time is right. The higher your call goes now, the more money we're talking about here. You're getting to the point where eventually you may find that the best move for you to make is to sell your contract and just buy the paper and get ready to write contracts when you break through 20. That might be your best move. It's up to you how you want to do it. Honorable mention, Churchill Capital. Yeah. Nice bike, mate. Thank you for this donation of 5. I believe these are British sterling pounds. In your one-on-ones, are you able to go over specific platforms? I have access to options through interactive brokers and understand basics, but the interface is terrifying. I can't go into your platform with you, but what I can do is when I do talk to people one-on-one about options, I go online and I'll look at the quotes of the options at the end of the day on Friday, because I usually do my one-on-ones on weekends. So I'll look at the bid ask and last trade on options that we're talking about, just like you are, but I'm not looking on it on your platform. I'm not doing that. I can't help you navigate your platform, but I can help you understand the nuances of the options and the pricing of the options and the likely performance of the options if the shares go up and down and over time and all of that. I can do all that with you. I can also go over with you some ideas that you might want to consider, whether you're going to go, going to write them and which ones you're going to write and for what price and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to how to learn how to operate your platforms, a lot of you, even in Europe, can probably look up YouTube videos where you literally will watch someone else use a platform that you have to do trades. You just have to put it in the search bar, trading stock options on whatever you're using here, Interactive in the UK or whatever it is. And then you may find someone who does trades on Interactive on a YouTube video showing you how to do it. That might help you with that part of it. I can only help you with to understand the stock, the options, the timing, the risk reward, all that kind of stuff. So, okay, I hope that helps. Philba says I wasn't complaining. Chris Savage, Paul, thanks for the. Paul says thanks for the heads up, Chris Savage, credit coach. Got to run. Take care, Mike. You take care. Loving those Matterport calls picked up earlier, already up at 21%. Let's see. Let's see. Where am I? Yippee-ki-yay, Zach. Indeed, more skills learned than just making money. The lesson in patience and how stocks move has been well taught. Now I know so much better. I love it. I flip and love that we make money when our stocks go up, and I am elated when we make money when our stocks go down. We're always making money using the Bagel Way investment strategies. 3-minute warning says, Larry, we're there now. The bagels are going, the bells are going. Larry, there it is. We're ringing the bell. We're done for the day. Another unbelievable day. 33-point drop on the Dow. That's all. We came on strong at the end. We're down 19 on S&P, down 120, up 19 on S&P, up 126 on NASDAQ. Those are both higher. The Dow dropped 25 points at the end of the day as we came out of it. We were coming on nice and strong at the very, very end today. Thank you guys for being here and hanging around. Geez, my $20 Matterport puts are already making me money. They're now $280 each. Gosh darn. Thank you, Uncle B. There you go. Fabulous, man. Fab. I love this. Matterport closed at 2032, down 326, but the low of the day was 1963. So we've come back 37 and 32. Come back 69 cents on Matterport at the end of the day here. So nice little beginning of a recovery. Don't be surprised if we have more. We're back over 20 on Matterport. ME 1287, up 50 cents on the day. Spire 595, ATIP 308, Smart Rent $13, down 78. Sextera up a dime. GameStop down only 30 cents. SoFi up 33 to 23.29, and Rocket Lab 15.74, up 83 cents. Way to go, you guys. Let's see what's going on. Keep it going, guys. Just keep it going. Love this. Wow, what a day. Lots happened today. I hope it all worked out for all of you. AB says, when ME hits 20, I'll have made 20 grand profit. Pretty easy to remember. Every dollar after 20 is that many K profit for me. My $20 calls. Beautiful stuff. Love this. Let's smash that like button, everybody. Thank you all. It is all good stuff. We are on the show right now. 245 thumbs up. So I thank you for those. If you're able to spare a thumbs up, hit that button. Doesn't matter if it's after the market closes. Let YouTube know to send people to this channel to watch our live shows and watch my recorded videos. Hopefully they'll begin to learn why they should be interested in the stocks that we follow here. 263 thumbs ups. They should know about SoFi, Rocket Lab, GameStop, Matterport, ME, Spire, ATIP, Smart Rent. They should know about Sextera. You putting the thumbs up on there, more people will be sent here and they'll get exposed to these stocks. And hopefully they'll become fans of these stocks. And that would be fabulous, man. Fabulous. Thank you all so much for supporting me with these thumbs ups. And also, all of you have been making donations through Super Chat and PayPal. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Jen is just blown away. 288 thumbs ups right here. 289 now, approaching 300. Thank you guys so much. Interesting day. Very, very interesting day today. ME 1287 final trade on an interesting day, going higher and higher. We hit 1308 today on ME. Get used to this. We're going higher. ATIP, man, oh man, 308 last trade right now in the aftermarket. 309 close approximately, looking good. Rocket Lab, wow, 1574 last trade. Volume of 4.39 million today. You gotta love this. Very, very, I'm very happy with this. Spire volume today. Let's take a look at that here. Spire volume came in at 2.97 million. Very good. They tried to hold it down. They kept it at 595, up 17 cents, but it is trading in the aftermarket at 597, up 2 pennies. We'll see if it has an opening run again tomorrow like it did this morning. It looked like the stock was on its way much higher before they stepped in to try and stop it. Amazing. There could be some interesting battles coming up in the next few days on Spire shares. What else is going on here? SoFi 23.29 last trade, 23.30 right now on the day. And Matterport, that has been an interesting stock. We were as high today as 22.36. We got as low as 19.63. We closed at 20.32, and we're now 20.70 on the aftermarket. We're up 40, almost 40 cents on the aftermarket on Matterport on 86,000 shares, coming on strong. So any of you who bought calls on Matterport when it dropped low today, any of you who wrote puts on Matterport, you're getting richer right now. The stock in the aftermarket is moving higher. Beautiful stuff. Avis and Budget down another $26 a share. Yikes. This stuff was $545 not too long ago. Now $270, $272. What a bloodbath that is. Avoid like the plague. Smart Rent, $13, down 78 cents. At the moment, what's going on here? This is I got to be a misprint. We closed at $13.77 on the day on 1.2 million. We were at 12.30 to 13.77. Closed at 13.77 on Smart Rent. And I'm not sure what it's up to. Or did it close at 13 on the day? I guess it did. 13 on the day. 1.3 million shares. Smart Rent, this is a bargain to steal. It will not last long down here. It's going to go higher. Goldman counts it an $18 stock, and I believe it. And Google, Amazon is buying into it. We're going higher. All right, there you go, guys. Another fun day in paradise. Watching this market and all of these different stocks. It has been a most interesting week. Wow, unreal. Thank you everybody for kicking around. Thumbs ups now. 311. Wow, that's awesome, man. Got us 311. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's go. Just trying to catch up on all your comments. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. And ATIP back at 290. Got April $20 Matterport calls at the end of the day. Right on. Right on. Well, don't pay too much attention to the aftermarket right now unless it's heavy volume. If there's no volume on aftermarket trading, don't read too much into it. It's just artificial. But we'll see how the markets react tomorrow because we'll be here to do that. Thank you all so much for following this guy and hanging out with yours truly. I do appreciate it. I hope you've had a good day and hope you're having a good and interesting week. We should have a lot more fun tomorrow. Looking forward to higher days. Those of you who are picking up the classes, some of you are picking up the lessons on my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, how to figure out how to write options. You can see here if a lot of folks here have had real good success doing this. It doesn't matter if the markets are going up, going sideways, or going down. You can make money on the market, whether the market goes up, down, or sideways. Writing call options is a pretty good way to enhance revenue from an account. As long as you have 100 shares or more of a stock, you can write options, and you might as well get paid to hold this stuff. Because I cannot believe how many investors hold paper for free. It makes no sense to me to hold paper for nothing. It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know why you're helping make other people rich and not taking advantage of it yourself. You got to do this. Anyway, there it is. Check out my lessons, and you'll learn all about it. And then we talk about it right here every day during the market. And let's see what's going on. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. Does the hot tub work now? Yes, it's working. It was working the last couple of days. We're back in business, baby. My think tank is up and running. And, I'm having fun. And Daddy is not taking the T-bird away, says Larry. Right on, buddy. Right on. I'm still learning to fly here, says Fendeville. But thank you. I follow the Reddit Wall Street Bets for those put calls. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today and all of your kind words out there. Thank you for all You have a good evening, says Yippee Ki. I couldn't be more specific than that. That is greatly said, wonderfully said. Thank you all so much for today's participation and everything else. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 8:30. We'll open her up again. We'll crank up the day. Thank you, Fenneville, for your donation today. I appreciate that. Also, thank you to oh my gosh, we had so many donations today here. Thank you, David McPeters. Thank you. Thank you also to Zach. Thanks, Zach, for your donation today. I appreciate that. These are PayPal donations that came in while I was busy just yapping away today. Thank you to Lon Nichols. Thank you to who is this? This was Sean Abbott. Thank you so much for that. Thank you again, all of you. All this week have been just making donations to us. You guys are fabulous. All right, guys, there it is. Have a good evening, a good rest of the day today. Stay healthy for me. We'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. 333 thumbs ups and counting. Keep them coming in, even on those reruns. Thank you, guys. We'll see you a little later. And first thing tomorrow morning, look for a video coming up later tonight. There'll be a video released a little later today on this channel. Sharon, have a great night. Bruce Mainrot, see you tomorrow. If I don't, then have a great weekend. Thank you, Sharon. You take care. Smooth Wake, thank you. Good night, Bagel family from Nelson. Anti-PC, I'm number 333, baby. Do the clocks go back for you next week? They probably do here in California. Later, Zach, thanks, buddy. Larry, have a good night. Thanks, Lair. Joshua, any videos coming tonight? Yep, Zach, thumbs ups for Bruce. Carol, your lessons helped me a lot. Thanks, Uncle B. You got it. We'll talk to you guys later on. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll see you later. Bye for now.